Hello there, everybody. It is crunch time, and I'm not just saying that because I love me some crunch berries. We're going to get down to some serious stuff here. The most difficult part of Dark Souls 2 for me when I originally came in here. It was beastly, it was dark, it was terrifying, and you just better hope you have a good bow and know exactly where you're going. There's an Archdrake guy out here. We're going to take him down. You'll notice I just summoned in Felicia the Brave, but as a better man than I, Epic Name Bro once mentioned, she may be Felicia the Brave, but she is not Felicia the Smart. She is carrying a lance and a tower shield, and is pretty darn tough. Ooh, I was hoping to three-shot these guys. And she will just charge off, as befits a brave knight, such as her, randomly out into the world, fighting off pretty much any enemy that she happens to come into contact with. And this can be very difficult for you to work around because you really ought to be playing this section very slowly and very patiently. This area, there is a long little bridge that goes out here, and then blank, it just goes down, and it curves around the path on the side here. And I know it's not very evocative me telling you this, you just have to sort of experience it. But imagine this is where it terminates, and then there's sort of a sickle going around to that fog door. And there are 3 more Shrine Maidens that we need to take down, including the most difficult one in the game to take down. The one, oh my lord, come on Felicia, use your head. Jesus, oh, fucking perfect. You see? Jesus Christ. That guy would not have aggroed if it was not for Felicia. I'm fucking pissed now. You see, the invisible one is over there. I mean, it's not invisible, but you can just barely see it in the distance. You see? You see where the number comes up? You just have to memorize where she is and hammer arrows out at her. That's all you can do. I think I got her. That could have gone so much better if I did not have Felicia there. So much. And she's dead now. Fucking wonderful. Perfect. We have 2 Archdrake guys out there and a Shrine Maiden. Hopefully, we'll be able to cheese them with arrows significantly before they can get here, so we can one-shot them. They can hit you while you're standing up here, by the way. You just have to be very careful. This could be it. Okay, thank God. They have very long weapons, as you can see. Alright. Now, the Shrine Maiden has a tendency to heal herself. As remember, they're supposed to be priestly-type characters. What in the world are you doing over here, woman? Oh, but she hasn't healed herself. That's something. Ha! She was like trying to lead me off the edge. That's probably what she was trying to do. And there's more stuff to do behind us, but I just want to go in here and get this bonfire to get this over with. Once you've got to this point, no matter how hard it may be, it's smooth sailing from here once you get the bonfire. There you go. That's the equipment degradation, guys, so just be aware of that. And let's take a look over here. We can get, I believe, a Soul of a Hero. Very carefully along the edge. Very carefully. And yes, we can. And then we're going to go get the Silly Buggers item. The Singer's Dress. It is the same dress, the green dress that the Milfenitos were wearing. And it is behind it. Fine work indeed, if you can make it past here. Hopefully we will just be able to cheese this guy with arrows, but there's another ogre guarding it. As it is so difficult to fight these guys, I tend not to bother with it, especially because the item is so useless. But that's just Dark Souls in a nutshell. Extreme difficulty, hiding, nothing. I also believe that there is a +2 version of the regeneration ring down here, maybe? Possibly? if I'm remembering this right. Oh, lousy ogre. It's not ogre until he says it's ogre, damn it. I think he might be able to go in to that door over there. I'm not sure about that. I don't think he's ever really followed me out here, though. Maybe his aggro range is just very low. And of course I'm going to put on the dress when I get out. It occurred to me when I was on my second playthrough of this game, after my first little run-through, almost a year ago now when the game came out, that Melentia has a lantern hanging from her bindle, or that bunch of crap that she carries there, like a hobo. And that really, really angered me, that we had to futz about with all this crap with the torches and stuff. Macduff also has one, by the way. You dead, fatty. And just the fact that, lanterns exist and apparently work, because they were alight, that really, really annoyed me. I did not like that at all. That, these guys really needed to learn from Dragon's Dogma about the lanterns and hooking it on the belt. All that would have just solved everything. Okay, let me try on the singer's dress, because this is pretty funny. Where would it be? Where would it be? There it is. Ha 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 ha. That is absolutely hilarious. Something that they did very much right in Dark Souls 1 and 2 compared to Demon Souls is that there is no gender-specific items. I believe this is just some prism stones, so I'm going to run up here and grab it. Remember, when I was going through this, with the Luring Skulls, I was so excited because I had seen that item so many times and perished so many times fighting my way over here that when I actually went and got it and went up there and thought, oh, this item must be amazing. I've been fighting for so long. Oh my god, this item, what could it be? And it turned out it was junk. It was freaking prism stones. That's a story of my life in Dark Souls 2. Now, just beyond this, there are more of these guys, and also a giant version of them. So, yeah, apparently there are gigantic versions, somehow. It's implied later that the king's brother, Duke Aldia, may have created these things, but why? I don't know. I don't know if it ever convincingly explained this to me. It seems like every person in this game was doing weird experiments to try to stop the curse of the undead. The one story from Seath became everybody's story. The next area in front of us has, we saw it, Shrine Maidens, more Shrine Maidens, yet more Shrine Maidens. There are more of those buggers out there. And they dropped corrosive urns, that's nice. You can actually hit this one from way down here. I wasn't sure if I could do that at first, but you definitely can. Yes. And there's another one right around here, and make sure to get her. These guys will actually drop, and I'm glad I remembered this, the Staff of Amana, which is actually a pretty excellent staff. I think it has very good stats for intelligence. The stat requirements are 40 intelligence, and all in all, it's just a really cool staff. It's very good. If you're running a sorcery build, you should definitely pick it up. However, I would like to mention that it is very peculiar that... Ooh, I almost fell off there. Jesus Christ. It is very peculiar that this staff is honestly not that far away from getting the best staff in the game, the Staff of Wisdom that we get in the Dragon Area. It seems like they, made you wait a long time before you could get, all of the good staff stuff. Staff stuff? Jesus, what am I saying? They made you wait quite a while. We'll be back for those items after the boss. They made you wait quite a while to get the good staff things. Until almost the end of the game. They crammed 3 of them, the Staff of Amana, Olin Ford's staff, and the Staff of Wisdom, all, in the last couple of hours. And the Shrine of Amana, Undead Crypt, which is the area after this, and Dragon Area. Now this next area, I have to shamefully admit something. I killed the Milfanito that was in here, and I'm very ashamed of it, very sorry, and very pissed, by the way. because I was enraged, I was angry, I'd gone through hours and hours and hours. I spent over a day going through here, and, you know, I was just angry and afraid and worried, and I thought it was a monster, and I was so anxious not to die that I just attacked it. But that was actually a friend. That was a milfinito that has been badly beaten or attacked or maybe even killed, and it's actually a ghost, who knows, by the area boss, which is a gigantic frog. Now, this boss is one of the only boss in the game where it's probably preferable to use exclusively ranged attacks. He is a gigantic frog who is invulnerable except for the strange, meaty skull. I know that doesn't add up, a bone and meaty, but you just have to take a look at it. It's sort of a squishy-looking skull that makes up its face. Everything else is sort of a huge foreskin around it that cannot be injured. It is called the Demon of Song, and it is implied that the singing is actually coming from it, and it is luring people in here to kill it. This is actually one of the best-looking bosses in the game, and one of the few bosses that actually, is just has an interesting design to it. This boss is tough and easy in some ways. It's not really one or the other. It's fairly easy to deal with the boss, and it takes damage very easy. I mean, look at that. 2 for 600 damage. It took away a huge chunk of its health. But it's also very powerful and can easily one-shot you if it lands on you like that. Or does the most dangerous thing it does, charge at you. That is something that you really want to be scared of if it does its charge attack at you. You can entirely do this with range. I'm just making this a little quicker to use the Mastodon Halberd here. This might be the charge. It can also spit water at you, which is kind of weird. And these jump attacks can be difficult to avoid, and they do a lot of damage if they get hit. You see it, I hit the foreskin there, it did no damage whatsoever. He's completely immune on those areas. Oh, that's the spit. He can do that at great range, and if you try to tank it with a shield, it can be difficult. Luckily, he kind of missed me there. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before, but that's what happened. This will actually allow us to unlock that bizarre embedded guy, whatever the heck he is, because he drops the key to the embedded. Ugh. When I first came in here, I think this guy reminded me a lot of the Frog King in Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2. If anyone is an ancient geezer like myself and actually remembers that. Does anybody? Anybody at all? Anybody remember that? Bueller? Anybody? But anyway, go back and look at that game and look at the frog guy. It's a giant frog with a crown on its head. And let me take a look here. This is the key to the embedded. Please feel free to make Kingdom Hearts references as you will. This is actually a pretty decent dex weapon. And I think it scales with either a B or an A with dex, but it's really more of a cosplay build if you want to look really cool. And I believe you do lose it if you use it to free the embedded. And the key itself is actually much more worthwhile as a weapon. Now we're going to unlock the bonfire up here. Then we're going to go back and explore the rest of that area we just passed. Because there's some stuff that we missed. Be careful here. Just look for the rocks and try not to fall in. Let's just go here. We're going to have to come back here and talk about this place later, but I'm going to do that by talking about that young lady that we just passed, that talk to. We just have to go up and press talk. I don't think this is important. I think this is just dark arrows or magic arrows. Magic arrows. And let's just be very careful. You see, it doesn't... We always have to look down at the ground. It's like we lost a contact lens and we have to go find it. But right through there is the way to the Undead Crypt. But we're not going there right now. We're going back over here. And where is my flame butterflies? There they are. Let's head over here. I'm just doing this for the effect. I think it looks kind of neat. And that woman that we talked to, the milfinito who had been injured or perhaps killed by the frog, I initially killed her when I came in here, and if you kill her, you lose access to an area of the game and to a weapon called the Berserker Blade. Because if you murder her, it remains forever locked, no matter what you do. And because I was still stubborn about looking up things online, I tried everything. I spent hours and hours and hours trying to figure out what the heck I had to do in order to get that character, in order to, or rather, to get through that door. And I heard all sorts of conflicting things from people, and I eventually looked on some message boards, and even tried to look it up, it didn't work, but eventually, I believe I looked up in the guide, which I had bought by that time, and figured out that I had locked myself off completely from going in that area. And that pissed me off a lot, because I don't think they really should do that. You know, they teased us with this weapon, the Berserker Blade, for so long, and then they said, oh, what, you want it? Well, go to hell, you can't have it. You messed up in this one part, and it's all gone. And it doesn't really feel like you being punished for making a conscious decision to hurt a fellow character, which I completely agree with. It's just kind of, I mean, how could you know? Especially when you were on edge after coming back from this area. I'm clearing these hollows out here rather than just going in there because there is an invader called Peculiar Kindler, I thought originally, but I think it might actually be Kindalure in there, who will attack us. I might not have gotten all of them, but I'm going to go in anyway. You probably will want to come in here because there's a unique weapon called the Red Iron Twin Blade in here. And there is also, I believe, a piece of petrified dragon bone, and maybe homing crystal soul mass, too. So, you know, there's a little temptation for everybody in here. So that's nice, right? That bleed build up. Alright. Hopefully I'll be able to knock him down pretty quickly. If he's giving you trouble, try to aggro him by walking close and then running back over to where we entered, where the giant bugs were. Just head back over there and try to fight him with arrows or lure him over there so you don't have to worry about being in the water when you fight him. Not exactly sure where he aggroes. There he is. Hello, Kindalure. He's obviously a spellcaster, and he uses dim hexes too, so you gotta watch out. And being in the water, oh lord. I didn't pay attention to the environment. I said that in the very first episode. That you gotta do that, or you're gonna die. Ooh, he dropped something. Priestess skirt? Huh. I don't think he usually drops something except for maybe a headpiece, but I'm gonna have to take a look at that skirt. I'm getting nothing but dresses at this damn level. There's dresses all over the place. I think this is homing crystal soul mass. And there's also a soul item we didn't get up there. I might have to pop back over there and get it. Let's see here. Homing crystal soul mass. That's nice. And pop this here. Guy's using the Murakumo and that phantom over there. I don't think this soul item is that important, but I'm going to go get it anyway. Oh, Lord. Come on. Your soul last week, pal. I'm busy now. There's also a little trap area that I don't know if I'm even going to... Yeah, I guess I'll show you because I'm already down here. There's like a little trap thing going on over there that you got to worry about. There we go. Is this worthwhile? Large soul, the proud knight. Has a few thousand souls. It might be worthwhile. There's a trap over here. There is a chest, but there is also a Shrine Maiden. Not exactly sure I remember what the trap is. Like yeah, it tries to lure you over here, but they think she's dead, but she's not really dead. You don't really need to come out here. I thought there might have been a chest, but there is not. Don't bother coming out there. Unless you're trying to farm Dat Staff of Amana. Because if you are, that might be a good place to go. I think I got everything in this area. Everything I can remember I got. Some of it was useful, some of it was not. Some of it was a hilarious woman's outfit. Oh, I forgot to mention this before. There were, I think I didn't go into this. There were gender-specific items in Demon's Souls. And that was really obnoxious because, you know, you couldn't wear what you wanted to wear. And why can't you be a male character and wear a dress? Why not? You could do that in the other games, and that was great. Priestess skirt. Huh. Can you get this later? Clerics of During Lake have retained their nominal status throughout the ages, but were always at arm's length from the royal family, as if their existence was little more than a formality. It is customary for clerics to wear different garb depending on their sex, but the reason for this practice is unknown. This is a woman's skirt. Huh. With the priest stuff that you're wearing, it seems kind of hard to tell what is woman's and what is men's, but anyway. I'm going to use some of these souls and then kill myself, because you got to do that in this section of the game. There is an area above that bonfire that we unlocked after defeating the frog boss, and in order to access it, you have to be dead. You cannot be in human form. You don't have to be fully hollowed or anything, but you have to be at least a little bit zombified. So I'm just going to jump off this cliff here. I know there's a lot of loading screens to go through, but there you go. Ah! Oh no, oh no, I was wearing the ring! Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it, I forgot I was wearing the ring. You idiot. Oh, Lord, that's why you gotta pay attention. But this next area that we're about to enter is, again, a very effective lore area. And it's so tantalizing because, you know, I was going in there constantly thinking, what could have been? What could have been done right there? You know? Where could they have gone with this lore that they so obviously failed at in other areas? I really enjoy it. I think it's a really cool area. But it's a very small area, so yeah. I don't know how I got to talking about small areas, but anyway, let's move on. The Alva armor is actually very good armor. It looks really cool. I like to consider it sort of a red version of the Elite Knight armor. Yeah. Just upgrade me. Alrighty. Not really sure where I'm going to be going now. Maybe more vitality, I guess. I also just wanted to mention that once you go to Drangleic Castle, you can actually head back to Tichy Gren in the Undead Purgatory after the Chariot boss and pick up the Executioner's set. If you are trying to run a build, as I often did, as kind of a barbarian or something like that, there is nothing better than this set. I mean, look at it. It's a loincloth with a skull next to it. That is really cool. And you probably look cooler in this hollow than you would otherwise. But we're going to head back with our hollow selves and see some pretty cool stuff. I do not know why we see what we see when we go there. The rise of the dead. But we actually get to see another prowling magus. That was a thing, again, like the people with Homing Soul Mass, was in Brightstone Cove, Seldora. So I don't know what those people were doing there. That description of the priestess skirt also seemed to indicate that there was some hostility in the Drangleic royal family to clerics, which is odd because the main character, you know, the main boss guy of Dark Souls 1 was Gwyn, who was, you know, all about them clerics. Now this will not open if you're alive or have killed the woman before the frog boss. And you remember these guys from the Prowling Magus boss fight. And there's another Prowling Magus down there. You can actually drop, I think, that weird... uses a weird little shield called the Bone Shield. And it is... he uses dim hexes. And the Bone Shield is... not a great shield. It's so small and it doesn't deflect a lot. But I prefer to go with those weird little shields. I think he'll actually drop that Marowak helmet of his, too. I don't think that's his face, I think that is a helmet. And here we have another, but that Bone Shield, I like to wear smaller shields, kind of like this, when I go as a mage.
Who are you? And what do you want from us? Milfinito, that is what we are called. My name? Do you mean our name? We know nothing of the outside world. We sing eternally for those who bear death and dark within themselves. We have been here forever. We know nothing of the outside world, and we do not need to. The little ones were born from the great dead one. And the great dead one taught us song. We have sung ever since, to comfort those bound by death and dark. This is what we were taught. You silenced that cursed singing. Please accept these as a thank you. Do you seek comfort too? You poor thing. Take this at the very least. This is all that we can do. The little ones were born, and the great dead one taught us song. We have sung ever since. This is what we were taught.
These things are so creepy and weird. I mean, I guess they are another race. They're not human, these Milfanito. And she talked about the Great Dead One there. The Great Dead One is Nito. And this actually looks a little bit like Nito to me. Maybe not exactly right, but it looks a little bit like it. This is a bizarre shrine, and if you go here and it's like pray, nothing will happen. Now, apparently it took even the people who were making the guide a long time to try to figure out what was going on there. But it turns out that if you are undead, you're hollowed, and you do not have any, and I mean any, human effigies, none in your pack, none in your item box, nowhere at all, then you can go there to that shrine and unhollow yourself for free. Just look around here and we can find this chest. It has a katana in it. And if you have any human effigies at all, it's not going to work. Oh, and here we have the Manslayer. The Manslayer is a katana, pretty standard katana, except it is coated with poison. Now I'm going to pop back down to that bonfire. And then, I'm so lazy, I'm just using this here. That's really lazy. I could just run down there, but I'm not. And then we're going to go to the entrance to the Undead Crypt and then end the episode there, because there is another fellow that we need to speak to in that area, so we're going to have to chat with him when we get down there. Alright. Let's go speak once again to the Scholar of the First Sin. What exactly does that mean? That he studied the first sin? And what was the first sin exactly? I love the design here, these flowers in this door. It looks very Middle Eastern. What was the first sin exactly? Was it that we were... was it lighting the first flame, or trying to relight the first flame, or was it trying to kill Gwyn? What exactly was it? It's so peculiar and tantalizing. I really would like to know what the first sin was. But I don't know if that's really possible. There it is. Now this is very different from the before the Scholar patch, because this bonfire was actually around the corner on the left there. It was made in the middle here so you can trigger the scene. Radiant Life Gem, nice. Let's talk to him. Why is Aldia involved with the fire? Is he involved with the primal chaos in some way? And how, if he is?
Oh, yes. I believe we've been acquainted. Young Hollow, conqueror of fear. What drives you so to overcome this supposed curse? Life is brilliant, beautiful. It enchants us to the point of obsession. Some are true to their purpose, they are the shadows, flesh and mind. One man lost his own body, but lingered on as a head. Others chase the charms of love, however elusive. What is it that drives you? Once, the Lord of Light banished dark and all that stemmed from humanity. And men assumed a fleeting form. These are the roots of our world. Men are props in a stage of life, and no matter how tender, how exquisite, the lie will remain a lie. Young Hollow, knowing this, do you still desire peace? Venric, the near true monarch, is here, and not far off. But what is a king? You, neither born with greatness nor grounded in my fates. What is it you seek? You cannot even say yourself. We shall meet again, young Hollow.
So that was an interesting little talk there, again reinforcing that Vendrick is not a true monarch.